Hey guys, ClimaxCombo here, back with another Leaks of the Week. I'm Checkers, and I'm joined remotely by my good partner. Yeah,
Uh, I am the so-called good partner, Licious Kid here.
cool. And we got a week of Kobayashi, the booster, and the TD Plus cards that were leaked between the 14th and 19th. Pretty is whatever week.
Yeah, they're really taking their sweet time, showing like the juicy stuff for Kobayashi. Nowadays, you already kind of know what's the set's going to be all about, like week one. So, they're taking things a little slower, which is actually kind of nice.
It's cool. Makes it
A little more
exciting
exciting.
until the end.
Yeah, they're keeping things spicy.
Okay, but let's get into it. So the first day we have the 14th. First up, we have this 1-0 Kanna, yellow. When she's placed on stage, you can give one of your other human or dragon characters plus 2k power, and she's a costless stock suicider. So this card is all right. I mean, it's useful against other costless level 1 attackers that you might have trouble getting over. And it's cool that it has the 2k on play to something else to boost one of your other characters. It's not just a dead 1-for-1. But even then, uh, we'll have to see if it's going to be necessary once the whole set is out, if you're going to need those numbers to hit anything. But costless suiciders aren't that great to begin with, so this card is just okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's playable.
Next up, this 1-0 Iruru. Uh, During this card's battle, your opponent can't play backups from hand, and when this attacks, if it fights a level 2, it gets plus 6k power, so it's 10k base when it fights a level 2. Um, these cards are nice to have. It's gonna depend on the rest of the set, obviously, what other options they have, but 10k fighting a level 2, it's good against standbys, and the fact that they can't even use backups could come in handy. So just like the other Kana, it's all right. It could be useful. It has definitely some benefits to it, but it's not like super amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the normal 1-0s that are get strong against level 2s, how they become 12k is a little nicer because most level 2s that come out early are 10k, so she's gonna crash. So she's gonna need that little bit of extra juice to help her, unlike the other ones. But I guess she does. You can't back it up. But I don't know. I think if she was a little stronger, she could force the backup, which would actually be kind of nice because I don't know if this one can't even force a backup because it's just 10k base. But
Mhm.
we'll see. It's playable for sure.
Next from the TD, we have in 00 Iruru, yellow. She's a 500 global to all your human or dragon characters, and her other effect is a brainstorm. You can pay one, rest her. Look at the top, or flip over the top 5 cards of your deck. For each climax, you can draw a card. Uh, kind of lackluster. It's a brainstormer with 500 global is pretty awesome. And hitting 5 is great, but it's drawing, so you can't control what you actually grab. It it's just it's almost a super good brainstormer, but it's not quite with that draw, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, yellow already has Kobayashi too,
Mm-hmm.
the 00 double R, and that card's hard to beat. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, if only it was like maybe red or green, maybe, but eh.
And lastly for this day, 00 Kana. When you play her, you can pay one, discard a card, choose a human or dragon character from your waiting room, add it to hand, and then choose one of your other human or dragon characters, and it gets 1k power. Sort of a standard on play effect now. You're breaking even to salvage something and give something else power. She can't give it to herself, but she has 2/5 base, so it's kind of neat. It's okay. It could be useful, but it's a very generic card. Nothing special here.
Yeah, for sure. You got Kobayashi for search, and you got Kanna for salvage. I think it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Next up for the 15th, we got funny pair of cards, which I actually think is kind of cool and possibly legit. Uh, so the first one we got 0/0 Riko, 2k power, 2 effects. During the turn, this was placed from hand to stage. At the start of your climax phase, if another 0/0 Kanna, reverse this. And her second effect, when this card is reversed, you may place the top 3 cards of your deck to the waiting room if you've revealed one or more. All right, next up. So first of all, we got the 0/0 2k Riko. 2 effects. First effect, during the turn, this was placed on stage from hand at the start of your climax phase. If you have another 0/0 Kanna, reverse this. And we'll go over that card in just a second. Second effect, when this is reversed, you may reveal up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. If you reveal one or more, choose up to one human or dragon character from amongst them added to your hands and send the rest to your waiting room, and then discard a card. So you break even. And set Kanan, 0/0 15, 2 effects. First effect, during the turn, this was placed on hand from play to stage from hand. At the start of your attack phase, choose one of your other reverse 0/0 Riko, the one we just talked about, and you may stand it. And her second effect, once this attacks, choose one human or dragon character and give it plus 2k power. So it's a little weird, but it's actually kind of cool, and it's pretty flavorful too, which I appreciate. I think Riko is actually not bad because when it dies, you just mill top 3, and then you choose a character, add it to hand, discard a card. So you break even, search your deck, or go through your deck faster, and you get to fix your hand in the process. And the Kana essentially is that you do that twice because you get to do it once during your climax phase because Riko will reverse herself, and then Kana will restand her, and then when she dies, either the same turn or the following turn, you get to use the effect again. So you get to do the second effect twice, which is I think is actually kind of cool. Um, and Kana is okay. I mean, she kind of has decent utility throughout the game because she can always give 2k power on attack. So she's not, at least she kind of is okay in the future turns. So these cards are kind of decent utility throughout the game. And luckily, they're not so terrible on their own. They're still kind of okay on their own, but together they're kind of nice. The only issue is your board is going to be super weak if you do decide to use this combo past level 0. Um, so that might be an issue. But I think if like Kobayashi has enough deck space to try out this little wombo combo, I think it'd be pretty interesting. Maybe run 3 of each, maybe. But in the off chance that they don't run it, I think Riko is actually an okay card on her own. You could possibly run 1 to 2 of her. So yeah, we'll just have to see. Um, Anything you want to say, Chuckers?
Yeah, it's just very clunky to get this consistent, I think.
I feel like you're not feeling this combo.
Not really. I mean, it's super cool getting to mill 6,
Yeah,
but I can't see playing this after level 0. It's definitely gonna be like you have to
yeah,
sacrifice a lot to keep it
for
up.
sure, for sure. Maybe I'm too optimistic.
I don't know. We'll
It's all
see.
good. We shall see. And the second pair of cards from the trial deck. First up, we got 0/0 Kobayashi, 1500 power. First effect, all your other 1/0 Edamas get plus 500 power, or specifically 1/0 Elma gets plus 500 power, and the following ability. Send this card to waiting room. When your other human or dragon character's friend attack, you may pay cost. If you do, choose one your battling character gets plus 1500 power. And then Kobayashi has a discard bond for Edema, and the 1/0 Edema is literally just a 5/5 vanilla. This combo, I'm not really feeling too much. Having to run a freaking vanilla always kind of sucks. And the benefit you get for getting this little combo off is not that great. Um, so I'm not really feeling this combo. Getting a triple R 1/0 Edema would be tragic if you pulled that.
No, I'm down.
You down? All right, I
Yeah.
guess. Um, but yeah. So next up for the 16th, we got first of all the 0/0 Kobayashi, 1k power, 2 effects. First effect is when your other character is sent from stage to waiting room. If this card is in the back row, you may pay cost, which is sending her to waiting room. If you do, return that character to stage in his former slot rested. Second effect, you can rest her to choose one of your human or dragon characters, and it gets plus 1500 power for the turn. I actually think this Kobayashi is pretty legit. I think the first effect, where you can pretty much sacrifice them to save a character, is always nice. I kind of like the costless versions of these better than the pay one ones that give an additional 3k. I think the costless one is kind of nicer. And as we saw seeing Kobayashi, there's a lot of cards on your turn that on play give additional power. So um, I think this card synergizes a bit better. And her second effect is not too bad either, because in the back row, she can actually help your board. So I actually like this card. And next up, we actually have the first double R for green. It's going to be this one old Tohru, 3/5 power. Two effects. If you have two or more human or dragon characters, it gets plus 2k power. And it combos with the gold bar, of course. On attack, if you have the gold bar, if you have two or more human or dragon characters, look at top 3 cards. Choose up to one card amongst them, add it to your hand, and send the rest to waiting room. Honestly, this total is pretty mediocre. 5/5 on offense and defense, very standard. And that combo, all it does is look at top 3 and you add one of them to your hand. Doesn't give any additional power, which kind of sucks. I don't see why they couldn't give that. Kind of like Kokoro from Princess Connect. But yeah, I think this double R is kind of underwhelming. It doesn't have to kill anything, which I guess is nice, but
Hmm.
eh.
Yeah, it's a very
Uh,
lackluster double R.
Yeah, such a shame. But it will be cool in the 8-bar Fafnir deck.
If you got nothing else.
Yeah, I mean this card is just not interesting and not it's just nothing to talk about. It's just too standard
Yeah.
and a bit underwhelming in that regards. It's like standard but slightly underwhelming, so not feeling it. Next up, we got 001500 Kobayashi. Two effects. Continuous is a 500 global for human and dragons. Second effect, pay 2 restus, salvage a human or dragon from your waiting room. It's super mediocre. 500 global is nice, but pay 2 salvage, I don't think it's good enough nowadays. And I don't know why this set has so many back row cards. I think at this point it's kind of getting overkill, and this one doesn't add anything special.
All right. So the next day, we got a bunch of Lucoa cards. The first one is a blue double R, level 0 Lucoa. When she gets reversed, you can clock yourself for 1 and look at the top 2 cards of your deck and choose a level 1 or lower or an event and add it to your hand and send the rest to waiting room. This card's kind of weird. It's a costless plus if you get it off. The problem is that you can miss it. And it really just depends on how few level 2 and 3s you're running. And it's just kind of like some of the events that we've seen or will see are probably pretty decent. I mean, but I don't think it really warrants using this card. It's like the fact that you can miss it, and she's so weak, so she's not really going to be doing much besides this effect. I think there's just a lot more consistent ways to get what you want to plus yourself. So this card's kind of strange. I don't think it's very good.
Yeah, it's the lows are too lows and the highs is not high enough. So
Kinda.
kind of unfortunate for Lucoa.
No.
I know that hollow art is amazing though. But
Dude.
yeah, but fuck dude, this shit sucks. Okay, I don't know if it sucks, but I'm not
I gotta try it. I gotta try
I,
it.
I feel like it'll lose you more games than win you more games, you know?
Kinda.
Yeah. It's just like why? Why couldn't she be like Kanade from Puroseka, where it's like on reverse check top and then the second effect, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
That'll make this card so good.
Yeah. It should
Yeah.
be like 0 power.
That might not be bad. So you could just get it immediately. Oh well.
Moving on to this 1-0 Lucoa. During your turn, if all your characters are human or dragon, she gets plus 2k power. And when one of your other human or dragon characters is front attacked, you can send her to the waiting room to give that character plus 1500 power. This card is actually very good. It's 6/5 on attack, which is great to have on offense. And on defense, it still has its usefulness because you can use it as a pseudo backup. So even if it gets reversed, since it has weak power, your opponent is still going to have to deal with this potential 1500 boost to all their other attacks. So it's a pretty nice level 1 attacking option to have. And that could potentially keep around some of your more important cards for later turns. This card has a lot of potential.
Agreed. And in standby decks, if you have literally no better targets, you could just use this as an annoying pseudo backup. So it has potential on that too. I like this card a lot. And I know we are just shitting on the Iruma trial deck card that gains this effect with the Kobayashi, but
Oh yeah.
it's just way better
Yeah.
as a single card with 6/5 offense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. And lastly for this day, from the TD, we have a 2-1 Lucoa level assist in front, and you can rest her to give one of your characters when this character reverses something, you can look at the top card of your deck and either leave it there or put it to your waiting room. Beautiful card, but not very good. Kind of just whatever. Just whatever.
Agreed.
There's no way there's not gonna be better than this, right? I mean, and for the last day, we got this 0/0 yellow Kobayashi. On play, you can discard a card, and as long as all your characters are human or dragon, you can search your deck for a character. Oh my gosh, for a character with Resonate or that double R Kobayashi Brainstormer from last week. Show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. The other effect, you can discard a card and send her to the waiting room to choose a character from your waiting room and add it to hand. So we haven't seen anything with Resonate yet, but that Kobayashi Brainstormer is great. So having a card that will let you search it out is pretty nice. It's costless. It's a break even, which is cool. And it guarantees your Brainstormer a lot more often. If there are good Resonate targets, it makes the card even better and more usable. And the second effect is a minus. However, I think there's some uses late game when you draw into this card. You can use that effect to potentially grab yourself, let's say, a level 1 ClimaxCombo character that essentially pluses you, or something else that's going to be more useful. I think in those situations that minus is warranted. So overall, I think this card for an uncommon is pretty good.
I agree. Seems has a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm. We have this event from TD 1-0 green. You choose one of your characters, send it to the waiting room, and search your deck for a climax. So this card is pretty cool, I think. You are minusing for a climax, essentially. But it does make it more consistent and kind of the same thing as that level 0 Kobayashi. If you use it to get a plus combo or even late game guaranteeing your finishers, this card might be usable. And there are other cards that let you grab events, so we might see some potential with this card. It might be good.
For sure. If Kobayashi can plus like crazy in hand size, then this card is pretty good since the -1 won't hurt you as much.
Hmm.
And I mean, so far, I think the best combo level 3 is voice. And if you're not running pants, it might be hard to get. So that's when this event comes clutch, and then you can pop off. So,
Mm.
hmm so I think depending on the build too, if you're running a non-pants build, then this one becomes all that much better.
So overall, there's a few interesting cards, but nothing too crazy this week. It's kind of nice to see just a bit more cards to round out the decks. I think there's like a lot more support, a lot more less core cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, none of these cards are too exciting. Honestly, I think the 1/0 blue Lucoa is like the best card this week
Yeah.
for sure. Um, but hopefully next week we'll see some spicier cards, a few more double Rs. We still need a few more for blue and red and green and yellow. Actually, for all the colors, holy crap!
Yeah.
So
We're still
there's still
not
a
done
lot of
yet.
potential. Yeah, but if anything, there's a Kobayashi's kind of got a lot going on. So
Yeah. It'll be a
we'll
cool set.
see. Yeah, we'll see how well it meshes together. Hopefully soon enough.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.